Hello everyone, back with another thrift store finds video. Found enough interesting stuff this morning. Thought I'd go ahead and do another one. Found more of what I found the other day, some Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms. Just a handful, but I already have a ton. I listed all that stuff already. And then we have Knights of the Crown. I remember reading this one as a teenager. Tanis the Shadow Years. And a handful of Forgotten Realms. We have Cloak of Shadows. All Shadows Fled. Always good when things are related. And Spellfire. I think this is the one that I've seen the most probably over the years, is this edition of Spellfire. So I'm very familiar with that artwork. And one of the coolest things that I found that was worth grabbing out of the bargain room, even with the new pricing scheme, is this 1000 Pinup Girls. This is one of the Taschen collections, which initially started in Germany, and it is 1,000 different pinups. Some of it is old pinup like magazine covers and insert type things. The majority of it though is a lot of, well, this was some real interesting ones, nothing too like risque, like there's no like actual nudity, and the majority of them are the old painted pinup designs. Those are always really cool, just artistically. There's so much creativity and they're just done so well, so these are always fascinating. It's something that's kind of disappeared over the years, but yeah, it's a whole bunch of different things. Good collection there. And then another variety of things. We have one of these novelizations of a like manga and anime series. This one, so it's not a manga. It's one of the novel versions. We have Monster Girl Doctor. Never heard of that one, but most things anime if I can grab that cheap. Some Goosebumps. Just a few here. Some originals, which are always good. Some original printings, and one of the most wanted, one of the Christmas ones, the Funeral Dress, and this Mark Hodder Presents series. Found all 3 volumes of that. That was a good grab. And Belladonna, a novel of revenge. That was worth grabbing for that particular edition of the book. A vintage Flintstones pop-up book. And this one, I always have to look through pop-ups because those get damaged so easily because they're just thin paper and they're kids' books. But these were, I checked every page and they're intact and it's in really good shape. So that was a good one. And to clean up the cover a little bit on this one, but the pages are all completely uncolored in this coloring book. We have vintage Hanna-Barbera, The Wacky World of the Grape Ape. So a little bit of markings on the cover that I should be able to clean off pretty easily, but the inside of the coloring book, any kind of real interesting vintage coloring stuff is always kind of fun to grab, and they always weigh nothing. Strawberry Shortcake, Cooking Fun, any of these, if they're original Strawberry Shortcake, like this was 1980 or 81, like that stuff's good to grab, but not any of the newer stuff. Rapapapa, so some more kids' book stuff. One other thing that was in with the books, which was great, is the original official strategy guide for Diablo. Still my favorite version of Diablo. I know a lot of people, Diablo 2 is probably their favorite, but I never got into the online portion with Diablo 2, so for me, just on a single-player experience, the original is still my favorite by far. I think it has the most fascinating atmosphere out of the bunch, so that's still my favorite. A couple of things on the movie front, not a whole lot. I did find one more Laserdisc. This is in the bargain room, The Wings of the Dove. One DVD worth grabbing, Hell to Eternity. That was it. The rest are all just kind of generic stuff. And 2 VHS worth grabbing. There's a bunch there, but not a whole lot. But this Lorenzo Lamas Terminal Justice Cyberpunk PD. That was worth the pickup in the bargain bins. And this one is sealed. This is all about Sissy, the famous, very creepy doll that was super, super popular. And sealed VHS, all about that. And looking that up, I was like, it's kind of a weird thing. Is that worth grabbing? That was worth picking up. So a few oddball things. I was just really happy to find that Pinups book and a few more Dragonlance Forgotten Realms. That's always good, and it doesn't happen very often when you go. And then you go again a day or two later, and there's a little bit more of that cool stuff I found the other day. So it's always great that happens. And hope you guys are having a great rest of your week and a good weekend.